Hello guys. So for those of you who watched my first laborer video titled 399 Gamekeeper Laborer Profits, you might be asking, why make a second one? Well, the reason I'm making a second one is to address a couple of questions asked by our kind commentators from the first video. And one of those questions is, how long and how much did it cost setting up the whole laborer farm? Another question was about the return of investment. And lastly, how much time does it take for me to feed all 399 laborers? Okay, with all that said, let's harvest the produce of the laborers and see how much profit we get this time, while also answering the questions. Time is 22:03, which means I have less than 1 hour before daily maintenance hits. Okay, so before I answer the questions, I need to mention that, instead of feeding the laborers Tier 2 Gamekeeper journals, I instead fed them Tier 3 Gamekeeper journals. Meaning this time it wouldn't be Tier 2 hides that they give us, they instead will give us Tier 3 hides, and an empty Tier 3 Gamekeeper journals. And since the laborers are Tier 5 now, I am also going to be picking them up and turning them into Tier 5 Gamekeeper laborer contracts. It takes 15 days of feeding for a laborer to level up from Tier 2 to Tier 5, so I get 399 of them twice every month. Okay, now for the questions. Question number 1. How long and how much did it cost setting up the whole laborer farm? I started playing Albion on July 11, 2023, which is more than a year from now. But that doesn't mean I've been playing Albion for a year now. That's just the date when I created the account. And as of the making of this video, my main, or the first character that I made, the one that you see in this video, has almost 4 months of in-game time only. In-game time is the amount of time spent playing the game, or in this case my character. It took me my first 2 months of in-game time to build all 15 guild islands. At first, the moment I had enough silver for it, I created my main guild, XD spot, and bought my first guild island. Built a Tier 5 guild hall, which housed 15 laborers. The profits I made from making the first guild island helped me in making the second, and then the first and second to make the third, etc., until I had all 15. After that I started leveling up the guild islands one by one to level 2, which made me be able to build 3 more houses, and gave me 9 additional laborers on each island. Okay, now, so how much did it cost? Let's crunch some numbers. First, let's talk about the guild islands. So, to get a guild island, you need to first create a guild, which will cost you 1 million silver. After that, you will then be able to buy a level 1 guild island, which will cost you 5 million silver. Plus another 3,750,000 silver to get it to level 2. Next is buildings. Now, in order to buy and place laborers, you will need to provide them housing. So for every island you will need to build an upgrade 1 guild hall to Tier 5, which will cost around 1 million silver. While the 3 Tier 5 houses combined will cost around 1,500,000 silver. This numbers may change depending on the price of the materials in your server. For now let's multiply that by 15, and here's the total. But that doesn't end there, because in order to get maximum profit from laborers, you'll want them to be at maximum happiness. And in order to get them at maximum happiness, you'll need to buy the appropriate laborer trophies and furnitures, which will cost you around 70 million silver. Prices may vary depending on server. In conclusion, it's safe to say that it costed me around 250 million plus silver to make all 15 guild island within 2 months of in-game time. Okay, now that we've answered the first question, let's move on to the next, which is the ROI, or the return of investment. To be honest, I don't know a thing about ROI. I've searched about it through Google, and the moment I saw that formula, my head hurt. Look, all I know is this. I've spent over 250 million to build all this. And now that I've built it, every day, for as long as I feed them journals, they will return and give me profit. Eventually they will pay off that 250 million investment I've made, and then after that, it's all just profits. And you know what? They already did. And that's because I've been feeding and harvesting laborers ever since 2023. for the last and final question. How long does it take for me to feed all 399 laborers? To answer that, we noted, near the start of the video. The time I started harvesting and picking up laborers was 22:03, and now I was able to pick up the last laborer at 22:51. This means it took me 48 minutes to harvest and pick up all 399 laborers. Finally, let's go to my main island, and see how much profit we made this time. So, for the Tier 3 hide brought back by my 399 laborers, I made 3.29 million silver. Take note that this is a daily profit. While the 399 Tier 5 Gamekeeper laborers that I picked up, and turned into Tier 5 Gamekeeper laborer contracts, made me 21.5 million silver. Take note, that the time it takes, for a Gamekeeper laborer to get from Tier 2 to Tier 5 is 15 days. Now, I'm not gonna tell you how much my laborer farm makes me in a month. Instead, I want you to tell me that yourself. So here's a question for you. From the numbers that I've mentioned here today, how much silver does 399 Gamekeeper laborers make me in a month? Drop your answers in the comments section below. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.